There's a request for me to go over the study guide. I think it's especially helpful because some of you guys I won't see until your test. So here we go. I typed it in already for the sake of time. Can you see it still? So it says, all right, so this here, Curious Regio, ius religio, again, Latin, not that great at other languages. I apologize. So he who controls the land may determine its religion. Calvinist church organization. And oftentimes does not see the monarch as the figurehead of a country. It sees the person who's in charge of Calvinism. Peace of Augsburg, only toleration for Catholics and Lutherans. One king, one church, one law. It's actually something from Louis XIV, and we'll get to that next unit. So it's there, but it's not on your test. Politique places emphasis on doing what's best for the country first over religious differences and things like that. Religion does play a lot into the lives of the politiques, but this is start at the changeover before we become divine right monarchs. Huguenots are French Calvinists. Catherine de' Medici is the wife of Henry II, former Queen of France, and she's the regent for several of her sons. Calvinism, it's just Protestant faith. Calvinism keeps coming up in terms of like Huguenots, and we talk about it again with the 30 Years' War, so that's why it's there. St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre. So Catherine de' Medici orders the killing of the French Huguenots at the time of the wedding between Margaret, Henry II's sister, to Henry of Navarre, threatening his rise to the throne. Henry of Navarre is the first Bourbon king of France. He was the victor in the War of the Three Henrys by default and was Huguenot who converts to Catholicism. The Edict of Nantes grants religious toleration to French Huguenots, and it was issued by Henry of Navarre, also known as Henry IV. Philip II of Spain, some of the weaknesses that they experienced in Spain were debt and inflation. In 1571, Spanish ended Turkish control of the Mediterranean at the Battle of Lepanto. The richest area to Philip II's Habsburg kingdom was the Netherlands, and the Spanish objective in the Netherlands is to make the area politically docile and religiously uniform. Spanish fury occurred at the Antwerp massacre. The pacification of Ghent was to unify all of the 17 Netherlands provinces in a reaction to the things that had happened above. The apology was issued by William I, the King of Orange, denouncing Philip II's reign over the Netherlands. The reign of Mary I was known as the Reign of Bloody Mary. She was Catholic. She ruled England and the islands, such as Ireland and with that. And Spanish holdings, Spanish. So England the First religious settlement is a central episcopal system with a broadly defined Protestant doctrine, and it's also known as a Catholic ritual with more moderate Calvinism toleration. So it's like Episcopal with like traditional Catholic ritual. So Episcopal Church follow Catholic ritual, but there's toleration. The husband of Mary I is Philip II. Mary Queen of Scots is the cousin of Elizabeth I. She's a Catholic who aided Spain and was suspected of a conspiracy theory to kill Elizabeth I. The grievance of the Puritans was based in religious celebration. John Knox's value to Elizabeth I supported England in its war against Spain. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 by the Protestant win upheld England's place, so it kind of like cements their strength, that from here going forward, England will be dominant. Spanish strength was their colonial empire. Sign the beard of Spain's king was Sir Francis Drake. German percent of population that died as a result of the 30 Years' War was 1/3, or 33.3%. The Treaty of Westphalia, 1648, ended the religious war, allowed the practice of Calvinism, and attempted to balance the power of Europe. Albert Wallenstein was a mercenary who fought against the Danes on the side of the Holy Roman Empire. And why did the Lutherans come to fear Calvinism? And it was a lot of the persecution during the 30 Years' War. These short answer questions ask you to explain social and political impacts of the growth of the commercial economy in Europe from 1450 to 1600. So you might want to be talking about the Dutch there, because remember we talked about how the Dutch Golden Age impacted the social landscape and the political landscape for them, being more of a tolerant and progressive nation. and similarities and differences between Catherine de' Medici and Elizabeth I. So they were both rulers of their nation. So Catherine de' Medici was a queen, as was Elizabeth. Catherine does not rule directly. She rules under her husband and as regent for her sons. They both had very strong religious beliefs, and those beliefs and suspicions led them to order the killings of various different people. Yeah, they both left no heirs. If you have any questions, you know where to go.